Hey guys, we're here today in the car with my wife Hannah. Nothing to do again, car related. So we're starting a new series called Car Ride Conversations, where we have special guests, although not really at this point. It's just my wife.
Are you saying I'm not special?
No, you're special. You're special to me, but it's not like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just gonna drive around and talk about stuff. It's like a mobile podcast.
Apparently next time we have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson coming.
Stay tuned. All right, you ready? Let's
Yeah.
get going.
Let's talk about why we're saving up for a car and why it's taken so long.
Yes. One, because our stimulus checks aren't enough. No, I'm just kidding. We're trying to save on our own.
The reason why it's taking so long is we're paying for this car in cash. And
Gotta love Dave Ramsey, if y'all know who he is.
Dave Ramsey really encourages paying for your car in cash. And so, because we want this car to last for a super long time, we're saving several grands.
Yes. We're gonna pay for the whole thing in cash, just done, and have no payments because we have student loans and yeah.
My goal is that we actually we don't use a debit card. We get out our grands, and it's
Just
a lot of
full
grands.
bore-
It's
full bore
double
cash.
digit of grands and pay in full cash.
That'd be so much fun. Just walk in, I'm paying cash. I know they tell you not to do that, but it's like we're doing it.
So yeah.
They say don't say you're paying in cash, so we won't. But we're just gonna drop a bombshell on them when we pull out a briefcase.
We're gonna say we have a hard budget of X amount of money, and then we're gonna be like, that includes fees, that includes every little thing.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna buy it. Woo.
Yay! So that's taken a little while, but it's okay, I think. All right, now we're gonna start with some questions. All right, Hannah, what is your favorite car and why?
My favorite car, I really like Land Rovers, because they remind me of Africa, and we just recently went to Africa, and we rode in a Land Rover over there.
Land Cruiser, Toyota.
Land Cruiser.
That was Toyota Land
Yeah.
Cruiser.
I like those types of cars that are kind of like safari-like, and they're like high up when you drive. So yeah.
You gonna ask me a question?
Oh,
We can go back and
I
forth.
didn't know this was like that. Okay. I didn't come prepared with questions.
That's okay. I'm making them up on the fly.
If you had to eradicate one car from the face of the earth, which one would it be?
All right. Is it a brand or is it a model?
Like Toyota Camry or something like that.
Well, you're not far off. Toyota Prius.
Okay.
They're just kind of drab and boring. What?
I would eradicate the Juke.
See, that's a close second. I do hate the Juke. I love the Nismo Juke more for the fact that I think Nissan was like, we know you hate this car, so we're going to give it the Nismo treatment and make it faster, lower, lighter, all that stuff. It's kind of a slap in the face. Do you know how to change a tire?
Yes. Would you like to hear how I learned?
Yes.
I went to a summer camp growing up, and we got to choose every summer what activities we wanted to do. It was like the Parent Trap summer camp. It was for 2 weeks, and you couldn't have cell phones, and it was in the middle of nowhere. But you got to pick what they called skills, and it could be soccer or archery. And the oldest group, they could take life skills. And so I learned in those 2 weeks how to change a tire, how to grill a steak, how to unclog a toilet, how to write a check, all these different things that a 15 or 16-year-old girl doesn't really know how to do.
That's good.
So that's where I learned how to change a tire.
If we pop a tire on this trip, you're changing it.
Okay.
Do you know how to drive a stick shift?
No. You know that.
Yes, I do know that. That was a trick question. We're getting to a story with that. Do you want to tell the story of the time that I tried to teach you how to drive stick shift on my Audi?
Sure. So in Cam's crap of an Audi,
we
went to Target in the parking lot, and he tried to teach me how to drive stick, and I stalled out so hard. I disconnected the battery,
I was very confused. Like the car just stopped.
It just would not start again. Like it didn't like stall
Yeah.
and it didn't
Stopped working.
turn over at all. It just stopped working, and I thought I broke his car. And we had like just like started dating, kind of. No, we were about like a few months into being together, and I was like, crap, I broke this guy's car, and he really loves his car. So
I do love my car. But then I popped the hood and found the battery was disconnected, and we just started laughing because like that's just not something that happens normally.
Yeah.
It's absolutely hysterical.
So can't drive stick. I think like our next car Cam really wants stick, and so I'll probably learn how to drive on that car.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could drive it in Memphis because of the traffic.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Are you nervous about driving it in Memphis?
No.
Because of the traffic?
I always think back to that long trip I did across the country and how like I went through so many cities and it was just no big deal. Like once I get back into the swing of it, like I don't even notice it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like driving stick, it just becomes this old hat, if you will. I mean, it'll be fine. We'll teach you how to drive on these roads though, or that abandoned road that we found.
Yeah.
So that way there's no one. You have 3 invitations to send out to the party of the century, but you can invite anyone from any time period. Who would you invite?
I'd invite Suzanne Hendricks. She is my favorite Instagram influencer, and I just feel like we'd be really good friends. I would invite, I don't know, I feel like if it's a type of party I'm thinking of, I wouldn't want to invite all these people from like the 1700s. They wouldn't know what to do.
What type of party are you thinking of?
Okay, if I could like design the party, it would be like a tea party. So I guess that would change things. Like a tea party where you just like sit on the ground, sit on like fluffy pillows on the ground and be all like cutesy boho. So I would still invite Suzanne, but if it was that type of party, the other 2 people I would invite would be probably Ruth from the Bible, because I really like her and it'd be cool to talk to her.
That'd be a good one.
And I feel like she would fit in well at my tea party. And then probably can you cut out me thinking?
Yeah.
You can be like 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
This is hard. Can they be fictional people?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Anyone.
Well, if it could be a fictional person, I would probably pick Rose from Downton Abbey. So Rose, Suzanne, and Ruth from the Bible. And those are 3 very broad people, so I cover everything.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
First choice as a party guest would be my buddy Phil.
What kind of party would it be?
Kind of a more redneck party. I'd love it to be like at a cabin, not so much like drinking and alcohol, but like boat, fishing, barbecue, under the stars, maybe shoot a couple guns, probably BB guns because I don't actually know how to shoot a real gun. I've shot it once, but that's okay. So just be like sitting around a campfire kind of party.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd invite my buddy Phil because he has all these crazy stories about one time he sat at a table in the Virgin Islands with Bill Gates and had a conversation with him. Didn't know who he was. Honestly, didn't know who Bill Gates was.
What's happening?
Oh, I think that GoPro stopped recording.
Oh, it's okay. We have the other one.
I would invite Phil. I would invite Alex Kirsten from Car Throttle. I just feel like he's the type of person I want to just be friends with. Like, he just seems like a cool cat, and he drives a cool Miata.
Mm-hmm.
And the last person, because I'm trying to think, do I want more like enlightening conversation, or do I want just more tomfoolery? So who do I pick between the 2? I think I'm gonna err on the side of some tomfoolery. Go for a fictional character,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would go with Ethan Hunt for Mission Impossible.
Okay. I'm surprised you didn't do like Hammond from Top Gear.
How did I forget?
Like I feel
Screw
like
Ethan Hunt.
he would have
Hammond.
so many good stories.
All right, we're scratch that off the list. The list is now Phil, Alex Kirsten, and Richard Hammond. That would be an amazing set of people to just have a party with. Sorry, Ethan Hunt, aka Tom Cruise.
I just want everyone to be like super proud of me that I knew who Richard Hammond was.
I think they will be. I think they will be.
Because,
That's because we started watching the Grand Tour.
yes, love the Grand Tour.
So much fun. They actually finished filming in Madagascar a couple months ago, before coronavirus hit, and they're working on editing now. But I don't know the restrictions in London, how those work with like working.
That
So
sucks.
they're working on another feature length special from Madagascar, but I haven't heard anything on it since they said they wrapped filming. So I don't know where they are. I am very excited for it. What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
I don't know. I haven't caught very many fish in my lifetime.
I thought you caught like quite a few.
I mean, I have when I was like little, but like I would say probably like this big. And they're just catfish, like they weren't anything big.
I think the biggest fish I ever caught, we unfortunately weren't able to get an actual measurement on it, but I think it was about a 20-inch brook trout up in Maine. It was me and my little sister, and she's afraid of fish, so we couldn't like measure it. I don't touch fish. I think they're weird.
You don't touch fish?
No, they're weird.
Well,
So-
and when we go deep sea fishing, will you like hook them, you know? Will you hold it and take a picture with it?
Yeah.
But you don't touch fish, but you'll touch that fish.
Yeah.
Okay. I think they like they hand it to you, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's not like you have to like pick it up. Like they hand you the lip.
Yeah. Well, because when we go fishing up in Maine, like I take the lure and like we do catch and release. So I just grab the lure and just shake it and it comes off.
Oh gosh, Cam, you probably hurt the fish.
No, we debarb the hooks, so they actually come off pretty easy.
Oh my. We like actually like would catch our fish and eat our fish.
See,
Some brush catfish.
there's some people coming. We catch our fish and release them, but we'll catch we'll keep one like at a time. I'm actually just
Do you
gonna
eat
go.
that one?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So up in Maine, they have trophy lakes, and in trophy lakes, you're only allowed to keep like select fish. So you've got at Alligator Lake, which is where we are, you've got a slot between 14 and 16 inches you can keep, and then you can't keep over 16 to 20, 21 or something like that. But then 21 and over you can keep. So it's kind of hard because there's such like it's so tricky on what you can and can't keep.
It's very rigid.
Yeah, and he's gunning.
He's gunning. Are you going over?
No, I don't even know what the speed limit is.
Okay.
Oh, it's 65. Okay,
Also,
we're good. I was doing
like,
58.
There's people behind us, like immediately behind us, so that if you're the last person, you get pulled over first in a row.
Yeah, but we want to keep that lake stocked because there's not a lot of people actually there, and no one really fishes it because it's a trophy lake. Because anyone who fishes it up in that area regularly fishes for actual food to feed their family, because we're such in the woods of Maine, and we just fish for recreation, so we don't want to completely deplete this lake, so we throw them all back, and who knows, we've probably got some huge fish in there.
Yeah.
I haven't been in years.
Fishing?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
want to go back. Maine is an amazing place. If you ever get a chance to visit Maine. Well, maybe not right now, considering the world is closed down.
If you could have anyone on your car ride conversation, who would you have?
I think I would have Richard Hammond or James May.
Why not Clarkson?
That would be a disaster. Absolute disaster, but hysterical. I want like good conversation, and I know I could have that with Richard and James. I think I might fall asleep at the wheel with James May, because he's all numbers and sciencey like Bruce Banner, and and then the Hulk is Jeremy Clarkson. I don't know where Hammond plays into that mix though, so it's not a perfect analogy.
Hammond looks like Iron Man to me for a long time. I
Yes.
honestly thought they were the same person for a long time.
He is short, but I actually think he's taller than me.
That's
I think he's
crazy.
like 5'8", and I'm like 5'6".
That's
We can talk
really
about budgeting for the last couple minutes. Want to talk about budgeting?
Yeah, we budget. Everyone should, especially all you car enthusiasts, because everything is expensive. I have learned
Yes.
being married to a car enthusiast that cars are an expensive hobby.
They're very expensive. So expensive that I haven't even been able to buy one since I wrecked mine.
Yeah, and so I really encourage everybody to budget monthly. We use an app called
Yes.
Every Dollar.
Yes, use Every Dollar. It's a budgeting app that makes you have to budget out every single dollar of your income, no more, no less.
And
So
that budget, like, and it could be budgeting it to save, or it could be budgeting it to spend. So, and it's
it
good.
just kind of makes sure you're not spending more than you're bringing in.
Yeah, and it's good. We'll admit, Cam and I don't have credit cards.
Nope.
And
No
so
credit cards.
that is a decision that we've made, and I don't know if we'll ever get a credit card.
Maybe for the like points and stuff, but like even we're kind of going back and forth on that.
Yeah.
Like, is it really worth it? Is it not?
But right now, it's just not worth it to us. Like, we don't have, like, we have expenses, but like we don't have a need for a credit card right now, and so we just don't have one, which is good because
I'm
as
a spender.
Cam's a spender, first of all, and then as we're trying to get out of debt, having a credit card is, I understand people are like, well, I pay it off every month, blah, blah, blah. Great.
Which you can't argue. A lot of people
Which
do
you-
that for the points,
yeah.
like we said.
Which is great. But for us, we're trying to get out of debt, so we don't want to be tempted to get into more debt.
Right.
And so,
You can't debt your way out of debt either.
yeah. And so that's why this journey, which we've almost been married a year, but
Booyah.
we've paid off one of our 2 debts, which is really great. And so now we just have to tackle the monster of student loans. So if anyone would like to gift us some money for student loans, let us know. No one's going to do that.
Especially after I took my hands off the wheel.
Yeah. But our hope is to be paid off probably by this time next year. It depends when I get a full-time job, since I just graduated with my master's.
Proud of her.
So
Very proud of her.
if anyone needs to hire a marketing and communication or social media specialist, I got you.
Yeah, she got you. And if you need video, I got you.
It was really cool today. We were at the farmer's market, and I was like, oh, I'll Venmo you instead of like paying with our card. And she was like so excited. And I was like, yeah, people have been paying me a lot on Venmo. She's like, oh, like, what do you do? And I told her how I do like freelance like graphic design for small businesses. And she got super excited, and like I gave her my email, so I'm hoping like that'll connect. So if you actually do have a small business, like, you can follow me at Kennedy Creatives on Instagram. And I do $30 logos right now. So
It's gonna go up quick because she's getting a lot of business and she's really good. I'm legally obliged to say that as your husband, though, right?
yeah.
All right, I think we're running out of time here,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us, waiting for this other car to go. Hopefully we can do more of these and start to get some other people on here and some guests. Mostly probably just coworkers and friends at this point. But
Who love cars, though.
yeah, who love cars. And if you're around Memphis or willing to travel or going to be in Memphis and would like to be driven around and just talked to with, let me know. I'd love to have you, and just let's hang out and have some fun. Thank you again for joining us. Have a good night.
Bye.